Hi, we are live. This is Erika Poindexter with the Poindexter Real Estate Group here in Roseville, California. And I am on episode 17-ish of my Leaving California series. And it's been a super fun series, and I've gotten to know lots and lots of different agents. Today, we got Holly Brink, her and I connected on Real Estate TikTok. And we've had a lot of fun, like getting to know each other. And turns out Holly is the managing broker of EXP in Iowa. So she's like the boss. And we just had a connection. And I hadn't gone to Iowa on my series yet. And I was like, hey, come on my show. So here we are. And so this is Holly. And Holly, tell me a little bit about you. And then I want to show people why Iowa, because I think that there's people don't know that people are moving to Iowa, and I'll show them on the National Association of Realtors website. But tell me a little bit about you first.
Well, I was actually born and raised in Arizona, but we moved to Iowa in 2016 and made Iowa home, specifically Spencer, Iowa, Northwest Iowa. We moved to this part of Iowa because it's just less people, cooler climates than Arizona. My town takes 15 minutes to get from one side to the next. Now there's obviously more populated towns in Iowa. But yeah, I love it. I love it here. So, and I love traveling to the bigger towns. So some of them are like 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours away. But I like that, like I can live in a rural area and just drive to a higher density area.
And I think we have where I actually work is border to some of rural foothills in California, probably more dense than you, I would think still. But I do a lot of acreage and farm property and horse property and things like that. So I like the variety of sometimes I'm in a subdivision and sometimes I'm on somebody's ranch, and it keeps my business interesting. So wanted to show the world. Let me get to that. So I was looking at this yesterday, trying to do some research actually on other places that I should visit. And then knowing that we had our meeting today, Iowa is number 4 in the top 10 states with the most population gains. And basically what that means is more people are moving to Iowa than are leaving Iowa, 679 people to be exact. And this goes to October 2020. So this article is really about the pandemic and where people are moving to. You can see California is negative 726 people. So yes, we're still getting incoming, but based on our outgoing, we still lost 726 people from March to October 2020. So it almost feels like we're just, bleeding people, but our population is so heavy. I think our inventory is still low and it's still very competitive. So it's crazy to me that losing people still means that we're still so busy. But and then people moving into Iowa is Florida, Illinois, Nebraska, South Dakota, New York. And then the top destinations for people who are leaving California, Texas, Nevada, Oregon, Arizona, and Florida. I've interviewed people from everywhere but Florida so far. So I know that's where everyone's like, oh, the Californians are moving here. Well, yes, it's true. And so tell me a little bit about like why people love living in Spencer and like what there is to do there. And if somebody was going to just like go to Spencer, Iowa and get to know the town, what would be something that you would show them?
I think people love living in Spencer because of the community feeling. Population somewhere around 12,000. Most people have lived here for a long time, so there's lots of family roots, but we're very welcoming to people that move into the area from out of the area. I know everyone welcomed us with open arms. Our claim to fame is actually the library cat, Dewey. So if you're not familiar with that, you can look that up online. And so people like to come from all over the world actually to see our Spencer Public Library. There's a book about Dewey the library cat. We have amazing parks, trail systems. We now have a trail that goes all the way from Spencer up to Spirit Lake, so you can actually take that. That's not really my jam, but it's there for people that like to do that.
Somebody else can do it, not me. That's how I feel.
But lots and lots of history here. Lots of things. We have the cutest little Grand Avenue, Main Street situation. Lots of shops on Grand Avenue. Part of the reason we ended up in Spencer was because my grandfather grew up here. This is where my mom grew up. So Stephan Furniture, my grandfather started that over 60 years ago. So that's been on Main Street. So I always like to show people Stephan Furniture and just take them down Grand Avenue. And like some of the old schools are still around, but they've been converted into apartments. So just lots of history. And then
lots of history in like a real small town. Like
yeah.
that, yeah, with like real people running businesses that affect their real lives. And I love that so much. Like we have a lot of like conflict is the best way to say it between big box stores and small business and how to make that all work together. Because we're, all of our small towns are now just bleeding into the bigger cities. And it's just getting where you can go 5 minutes to Costco, but then, somebody owns an Ace Hardware down the street and you're just trying to support the Ace Hardware, but then, you always got to go to Costco. So it's very conflicting. And I think that it's cool to have like a real small business that are affecting the town and supporting the people in the town. So we're kind of looking at properties, and we have a range of things from almost 500, and then we've got some $1 million stuff on the lake that we're going to show off. But this is like what's left. I know we talked about this a little bit, but in my market too, after the weekend, all the hot properties are gone. So we're on Tuesday, and this is what's left over from the weekend that's active on the market right now. I like to try to show like live properties, and like if my clients were gonna show up on your doorstep tomorrow, like what is available to them. Mm-hmm. So this one is Country Club Drive in Spencer. It's $489,900. Our median home price in Placer County, where I work, is about $500,000. So this would be like a trade-off on cost. And they would end up with 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and 3,100 square feet. That's definitely a lot more space than they would get for $500,000 here, by a lot.
This is definitely luxury in my market, and with our median sales price being about $125,000.
So this is big dog stuff. How big is the property? I want to look at that.
Well, this is actually a country club too. So
say that again.
This backs up to the country club, so they actually have even though the actual lot size is average, they have that view because it's the country club.
Oh, that's so
pretty. The golf course.
Yeah, but it's almost a half an acre. Like we're not. Our subdivisions are probably similar to what you had in Arizona, where it's like this much space and the house goes this way and they all look the same. And we were talking about that a little bit. These windows are pretty. About how there really isn't like a subdivision, like master plan communities out there. And so everything is custom or old that needs to be fixed up.
Yeah, there's a handful. There's a handful of newer communities where they're cookie cutter homes or four or five floor plans to choose from. But most of the homes you find are unique, older, or brand new and custom. So they're all very unique and have personalities.
And the basement. See, I talk about this. Every state that there's a basement, we don't have that like extra square footage in that space. Like it doesn't exist. You either have 2 stories and then like the top area is maybe a loft where you put all the kids and their stuff, or there's, an extra playroom or something like that if you have the square footage. But most people don't have any of that kind of space unless they want it. So I wanted to show this one because I know I've got a lot of, right now I'm selling a lot of rentals because with COVID and the eviction moratorium and all of this stuff, my landlords are stressed out and they're deciding to sell. Sometimes they're doing 1031 exchange and they're moving that money into another state where their money goes further. And this is a 4-unit like condo complex thing.
Mhm.
And so you get 4 units, and you were saying rent was between 800 and 900 a month per unit. And so that would more than cover a mortgage on it.
Yeah, like I said, I would want to research that for any investors because that's not my area of expertise, and I like to be super transparent. So, in fact, I think that community might even be age restricted, so that could affect the monthly rent a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an option for investors who want to come in and try something out. We could crunch the numbers and see what makes sense.
Yeah. Making sure no one commented. My screen's not showing me. And then let's go down to First Street, West First Street. This house is adorable. And this is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,700 square feet, 139,900. And there's not a house for sale in my market under $200,000. So this is going to be appealing to people when they're like, maybe they've been saving for a down payment and they just can't seem to find anything here. Where can they go? Like, part of this series is like, where can they go and be a homeowner and have a lifestyle that they're interested in having? And so if I've got a client that likes nature and wants hiking and they're, in this price range, like this could be a really fun option for someone. And the freaking house is so cute. So cute. And this is this pretty typical of what's available in this price point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's so cute. And then we can go off to the lake. So this is kind of fun. And since you're the managing broker of EXP out there, you've got agents that work out in this, like the lake market. And so tell me a little bit about the lake, and it's about 45 minutes from you, but tell me a little bit about like what people can expect from like lake living out there.
Yeah, so lake life, I mean, that's what's fun about Spencer is you're not there, but it's just a quick drive away. But I do have agents that live up there and sell up there. So I'm not an expert up there, but you can see the lake up there. Lake Okoboji, Spirit Lake, Iowa. You can Google that. It's massive. I think that's probably one of the best kept secrets about Iowa. A lot of people don't think lake life when they think of Iowa. We actually have some really amazing lakes, and this would be one of them. So there's a lot of high-end luxury properties. I sent you kind of the 3 or 4 highest priced ones to look at, but there's lesser expensive, but still $1 million homes that need a lot of updating, that may be set up for, vacation rental type situations. There's condos. I, for one, would love to have a condo up at the lakes. But there's just so much to do up there. I know, right? You can own boats, you can rent boats. There's lots of shopping, dining. If nightlife's your jam, there's options for that. So there's a lot of stuff to do up there.
And even, so this house is, 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. I was looking for the square footage on here. 4,300 square feet, and then basement square footage is another 2,300 square feet. So, I mean, if you're looking to get out of California and have luxury, like this is amazing. Or it's huge. Like you said, there's probably a huge enough Airbnb market out there that, you know, you can have a family retreat and that kind of stuff with something like this. And it's super pretty.
Absolutely.
So pretty. And that one had a lake view. Does this one have a lake view? I like the style of this lot. Oh, there it is. And so they have their own boat docks. You can sit on the dock. I'm gonna go hang out there. What's the season, like the season for lake life?
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Real summer.
Mm-hmm.
Real summer. And we were talking about the snow because all of the Californians that, you know, they want to keep our weather and move somewhere else, and that doesn't work. So snow wise, I mean, you get snow and then it melts, but you're not like buried in snow 24/7.
No, I don't think so. Like it comes and goes in waves. Really, really February seems to be, at least since I've lived here, as far as I can remember, you know, February seems to be the worst month, but January through March is kind of our really winter season. And then April just kind of drags on. April's hit or miss, and then May starts to warm up, and May through August is really when we try to just eat it up. You see everybody outside doing stuff, you know, real estate sales are up. Everyone's out on the lakes, you know. One fun thing too is they do this fundraiser. I don't know all the details, but they do a fundraiser. They actually put a car, like an old car they've stripped, out on the lake where you can see it when you're driving on the main street in the winter when the lake's frozen. And then everyone knows when summer started once it falls through. And like they post about it on Facebook and everyone's like, oh, the car fell through the lake. Like, so it's kind of.
Do they go back and get it, or are they all just at the bottom?
No, they go get it. They retrieve it. So, but that's just been a fun tradition. So, and then we have Okoboji Winter Games, which I haven't participated in, but that's a thing. They do all sorts of fun stuff in the winter. So yeah, Okoboji, if you're not familiar with it, you should check it out. It's a whole cultural thing. Once you've experienced Okoboji, you know, you're kind of in a club. So
I'll have to check it out next time we're trying to find somewhere to go. This is just lots. Yeah, so we're gonna skip that. So if I've got clients or people that want to move to Iowa, I feel like I was so lucky to meet Holly, since she's got agents kind of all over the state that she has access to. And if Spencer isn't your jam, there's more opportunity out there. And I think people need to expand their search outside of Texas, leaving this California.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got one of my favorite areas is the Quad Cities. It's I don't know what it is officially. It takes me like 8 hours to get there because I stop, right? So much. But the Quad Cities is right there on the border of Iowa and Illinois. I love going to Des Moines. And then you've got, which is one of our, you know, biggest cities, the capital. Then you got like Council Bluffs area. Waterloo is in northeast Iowa. So lots of different, you know, places in Iowa to check out. So.
And it's not just cornfields. We talked about that a little bit before, but you know, I think just like everyone thinks I live in California, so I've like got a beach outside my door, which isn't true at all. I think that you know, we all have ideas about what's across state lines, and big cities, lakes, lots of stuff to do, lots of outdoor recreation, and you guys like new people, which is amazing. I think that is a huge fear when people are leaving the state and they want to be accepted in their new place. And it's nice to know that there's warm, friendly faces out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Iowa nice is a thing for a reason. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your tour, and I look forward to collaborating more and seeing you on TikTok. And I look forward to sending some folks your way soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having
Yeah.
me. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.